welcome to Zandvoort here in the Netherlands for the beginning of the ARCSOA European leg of the Season 25 season. On pole today we have the great Tim Fiegel on pole with Zachary Fitzwater in second position. The big news item going into this is the addition of two more teams on the grid, that being the cars of Scott Roush, Trek Tauger, Roman Rahal, and in the back you've got Tanya Jackwater. Now the way this ends up working is, because of the way things were working, these cars were mainly, they were scheduled to race full season, however they were not ready. These teams weren't ready for the opening race. This is in Daytona, kind of like your Road Atlantis through Daytona section. So as a penalty, they have to start at the rear of the grid. However, these cars are pretty quick, actually. So it'll be interesting to see how the Red Stallion racing cars of Scott Roush and Roman Rahal and the Freya Sato group, Marlones of Trek Tauger and Jackwater, get through the field today at Zandvoort. This is going to be a very interesting race, as through the field you've got a number of drivers who are very strong on road courses up here in the front. And then you got Tim Fiegel, driver that we don't know a ton about, actually, here at Zandvoort. And then next week we go to what is quite possibly going to be the most nutrition-filled race of the season at Mallory Park. And then we've got the one-off race, the first one-off race, first double points race of the season, which is the ARCSOA Grand Prix of Monaco, which should be interesting, as there will be a number of cars signing up for that event, I believe. So we will get to you with some more information on that. With that being said, let's go down to the grid to see your starting grid. Tim Fiegel is on pole with Zachary Fitzwater on the outside. It's great to see Fitzwater and Fiegel up that high on the grid. Noah Hart and Kenny Myatt round out probably the most experienced row on the grid in row 2. Eric Monaco and Alexander Spencer in row 3, with Nick Pericles and Cody Lamas back in 8th position there. And the top 10 is rounded out by Vince Fries and Madeline Myatt. Sean Perkins and Christian Vanderpesch, keep in mind Perkins is in the top 5 in points. Also Vanderpesch is as well in the top 5 in points. So then you've got Benoit Lethere-Ravine and DJ Curtis, and that would be in 13th and 14th, I believe. Jacob Hart and Aiden Shepard. Shepard was expecting to maybe be a little bit stronger here, because the Petronas cars seem to like this fast-flowing Zandvoort circuit. Ryan Hopt and Dewitt Fordale Jr. Kind of surprised to see Fordale Jr. this high up the grid. Didn't really expect Fordale to do really well here, even though there is a lot of power. But his team cars didn't exactly do best on this track either. Well, Lamas did, but Tyler Thaber didn't, even though Lamas is kind of a pseudo-teammate. Johannes Rudavara and Mean Ratzenberger will be starting on the next row back, followed by Jesse Turner, who was kind of disappointing in qualifying. Clara Irwin also toward the back there as well. Irwin hasn't done hardly anything all year. Tyler Thaber and Maverick Force are on the next row back, followed by Kitsune Hashimoto, the last place qualifier. Of course, like I said, all 4 of the final cars had to miss their qualifying order there. Had to miss qualifying, with Tanya Jackwater, Roman Rahal, Trek Tauger, and Scott Roush running out the back spot, and that was determined based on practice speeds. But all of those cars were in the top 10 in practice here at Zandvoort, so going to be interesting to see how they come through the field in this 38-lap race. So Fitzwater and Fiegel lead the field down to the green here at Zandvoort, and we are racing here in the Netherlands for the first European race as they rocket down into Tarzan Corner. Going to be a very interesting thing, as some of the camera angles are a bit funkier on this track, so we got to be, so bear with us on this track here as they rocket down here. Looks like actually Fitzwater did take over the lead from Fiegel there, as now you've got Kenny Myatt in 3rd position. Of course, Fitzwater won the last race at Daytona, so Fitzwater is definitely on a roll now here, as Kenny Myatt now is bump drafting Fiegel a bit there as they go through the S's. Got to be really careful around this track, because this track is a very difficult track to get around here. No incidents in the... Oh, Maverick Force lost a number of spots, so I'm thinking there was an incident there, as Kenny Myatt's going for 2nd now on Fiegel. And this is the type of track where Kenny Myatt, who's already got 2 wins on the season, will perform well at here. The Petronas cars have done their best. Maverick Force is what happened to him. He just goes off the road, and kind of Fordale also went off in front of him there and went into the wall. So Fordale actually lost a number of spots as well, but not nearly as much as Maverick Force did. And now Kenny Myatt is chasing down Zachary Fitzwater here. Myatt by far is the fastest car on the track at this stage, and considering he's had virtually no consistency across this whole season, he's either won races or crashed out this year. It's going to be interesting, especially with the ARC Cup champion Benoit Laverne way in the back. And now, if you crash out, you don't get any points now. If you're within the 4 lowest positions, 26th through 29th, you don't get any positions here. Great runnings, though, also by Eric Monaco and Nick Pericles. Good to see them that high up the grid as Fitzwater and Maya continue to lead this race. Where's Aiden Shepard, their teammate? He is in 14th position, but he does look quick on the track. And now you've got Nick Pericles all over the back of Noah Hart here. Pericles is another guy that could challenge for this win today, I think, as Pericles is really quick on this track, as Hart is just kind of holding on to 4th as much as he can here, as this is a very difficult set of corners here, as drivers are trying to just keep their cars under control here on the Zandvoort circuit. Roman Rahal's the only of the back markers that are the new teams that hasn't gone through the field here in the 32 car. The Ohioans had a little bit of trouble doing that. Scott Roush has kind of slotted into 25th with Trek Tauger and Jackwater slowly and methodically working their way up the order. The Freya and Sato group Marlones are very quick. Oh, Ratzenberger's bringing it down pit road, as is Fordale. Dang, they get awfully close to that pit wall there. But there's some different pit strategies going on today so far as well. We've heard that this would be a pit strategy track. Also, horrendous start to the race for Jacob Hart. Aiden Shepard is battling with Christian Vanderpesch, and I believe gotten by Vanderpesch as they zip through this section of corners here. Benoit Laverne is going to be a little bit tougher. Of course, Benoit Laverne is the rookie points leader of this race, as actually Shepard loses the position back to Vanderpesch. But Vanderpesch and Laverne currently lead the standings right now. Both the Red Bull cars have been the most consistent on the season. Cody Lamas and Vince Freeze are currently battling it out. I don't think they've changed positions all race. Those two haven't. Or, well, actually, they've passed a couple cars and been passed by a couple cars. So they're still fighting for the same spots, really. Pericles tries once again on Noah Hart, but can't make it work because the inside of that corner isn't exactly the best because Hart has the better angle there as well. Sean Perkins is now on the rear end of Vince Freeze trying to get a position here. Perkins is, again, another top 5 points contender. So expect Perkins to be quite strong as this championship keeps going. And you know how he is in the one-off races. Perkins really shines in the one-off races. So when we get to Monaco, the American 700 especially, he has more wins than anybody in the American 700. So expect Perkins to really show his might once we get back to America, because this isn't the type of track where Perkins is the best at. Lamas and Spencer currently battle for position as they run down through the sand dunes here. Lamas actually has the preferred line here, but might get held up by Matty Myatt. No, he doesn't actually there, as that was a pretty smart move there by Spencer to back out of that, but now he's under threat by Vince Freeze. So here goes another banked corner here. Benoit Laverne versus Sean Perkins now. Perkins, who has been pretty strong today, actually lost out some time there on Freeze, and now has to hold off a challenge from Benoit Laverne. Meanwhile, at the front of the field, the two Petronas Hondas continue to lead this race. When you consider that 3 out of the 4 races so far this year have been won by Petronas cars, that does say quite a lot about how dominant those cars really are. As Fiegel is back there, Hart's doing his best to hold off, but we're hearing that the Toyotas aren't exactly the most powerful cars on the planet right now, but they might be getting an upgrade for some of the future races coming up. Maybe Monaco, we're hearing they're going to have a power upgrade, and especially they might need to, because with only the top 20 being locked into Monaco and only 29 starting spots with upwards of about 36, 37 cars attempting Monaco, that's going to be a very interesting race for these drivers, because some of these full-time drivers probably aren't going to get in. Scott Roush, the lowest qualifying of the 4 new teams, has been doing the best in this race. He's already up to 21st in 6 laps, and he's running lap times comparable to race leader Fitzwater. Actually, maybe not that fast, but still comparable to at least second position, or third position being Fiegel. Is currently running lap times comparable to Fiegel. As up, Pericles and Hart are going at it again. A little bit of contact there between Pericles and Hart as they zip around this very fast-flowing Zandvoort circuit. And now they zip into another carousel. So this track is a very, like I said, flowing sand dune-esque circuit, which is kind of fun to drive on. Vince Freeze is trying to make a move now on Alex Spencer here. And around the inside he goes there around Tarzan Corner, but turn 2's not going to be as easy to hold that spot, but we're going to see if Freeze can make it work. Spencer fights back, and there goes Freeze, taking over 9th position. Great move there by Vince Freeze. Coming down into the carousels on this track, Pericles finally gets underneath Noah Hart here, and I believe will make the move stick because there's 2 consecutive right-handers. So that demotes Hart down to 5th position, but Pericles up to 4th. So Hart's trying to fight back, but I don't think that's going to stick there as, yeah, Hart's going to lose that spot. DJ Curtis is the only non-Petronas Honda car to win a race this year, and he's currently in 15th. DJ Curtis's bread and butter are kind of these fast-flowing road courses, but Curtis has struggled with this track so far this weekend, and I'm a little bit perplexed to see why, because this is the type of track where Curtis tends to perform quite well on, but maybe the car setup isn't under him today. But we expect a lot out of Curtis as this race keeps going. But like I also said, this track isn't the easiest to pass on either. Well, I haven't said it before, but I mean to say it. This track isn't easy to pass on because it is so twisty. It takes a lot of guts to pass on this track. Kanye Jackwater is getting a little bit feisty behind Scott Roush here, as Roush has made a couple of mistakes on track, as Trek Tauger, the American 700 winner last year, when the American 700 was only a one-off race, because ARCSOA was going through some tumultuous times there. Although Roush has been making, is right now behind Jackwater and Roush, but Roush has been making mistakes because he's been held up by Clara Irwin this whole time. And like I said in the last bit, this track is so difficult to pass on that it's very hard just to maybe even set up a run to get by her, despite her being so slow. And considering that Mallory Park is next week, which basically the best way you pass is to dump somebody, and then Monaco's the week after that, we're going to the qualifying in the next couple of races are going to be huge. Matty Myatt's looking to make a move on Eric Monaco on the inside of Tarzan Corner here. This is kind of the same move that Pericles made on Hart here, but doesn't make it work because the Silver Speed 83 car has a lot more speed, and actually Matty Myatt slids quite a bit there, and that's going to put her under threat from Cody Lamas. But the 83 Silver Speed Dodge Charger has a lot... Is that Charger? No, that is... Yeah, Charger. Has a lot more speed than the 91 car does, the Lexus Team Canada car. And we've got a battle for the lead between Zachary Fitzwater and Kenny Myatt, and this is going to be a pretty important battle here because can Kenny Myatt go for 3 wins in 5 races? This would also, a win today would also tie him with Nick Mace for the most wins in ARCSOA history, and he does make the move stick. This track is kind of similar to Road Atlanta, so this could be a big day for Kenny Myatt. And Myatt's already opened up a huge lead back to Zachary Fitzwater in second in just a handful of laps, so Kenny Myatt's on his way to possibly winning at a 3rd race this year. And in 5 races, that's going to be hard to beat, especially considering that he has 1 good race, 1 bad race, 1 good race, 1 bad race, and it looks like this is going to be a good race so far for him. Petronas Honda would be the first team to kind of pit here. Is anybody staying out? Looks like everybody's coming down pit road here. Drivers trying to get every bit of grip they can. Bean Ratzenberger, of course, has been lapped, I believe. Yes, he has been lapped. So it's all down to pit stop strategy here. Everybody and their mother is pitting today. Oh, looks like Madeline Myatt pitted a lap early, along with Hashimoto and Lamas, Sean Perkins. Okay, I missed the first set of pit stops there. That's what happened. And now it actually seems like pit stop cycles are becoming a bit more interesting to watch now, as Myatt does beat Fitzwater out with Fiegel third. Gonna be interesting to see where, like, the Matty Myatts of the world slot in. And, wow, in front of Noah Hart, that was a great pit stop by Matty Myatt. DJ Curtis and Sean Perkins also had a really good pit strategy here, so pitting early was the way to go in this race. And actually, Matty Myatt would get by this group of cars who has colder tires than her, so Matty Myatt's up to third position here. So, but we do know that Fiegel and Pericles, once they get their tire temp up, are quicker than the Lexus Team Canada cars. So we're going to see if that plays out in this stage here. They got a long way to go, though. Second set of pit stops take place here as Kenny Mike is out to a huge, it still has a huge lead, but now the big competition is Matty Mike, who keeps pitting a lap early, is now chasing down her father for this victory. So this is where things get very, very close now, as Zachary Fitzwater has now officially lost second position because of pit stop strategies, so gonna be interesting here. However, Matty Myatt's gonna be closer on fuel, though. So she's got to catch the 9 and save a bit of gas. And now she has caught the 9. The 9 who is on cold tires will lose the lead to the 91. So Matty Myatt gets by Kenny Myatt for the lead, but I don't think Dad's going to be too keen on letting her get away that easily. And now that the 9 has tires, with only 8 to go, the 9's going to take back the lead, I believe. But is the 91 going to hold it? This is the type of racing we are expecting to see here. Also, bad pit stops. Or Cody Lamas is up to third on the same pit strategy that Matty Myatt's on. So Fitzwater lost another spot here. This is what Lamas wants to see, because he's a big championship contender, as the 9 retakes the lead. Noah Hart had a disastrous pit stop and is down to 14th position. Noah Hart's cars, we know he's strong in single lap pace, but those cars just aren't the best right now. And you can see that because his brother's right down in the midfield as well, so I feel so bad for that team, but right now, there's not much they can do about it, as the 9 retakes the lead and is kind of streaking away from the 91. Fitzwater on new, warmer tires, more grippy tires, is now trying to pass Cody Lamas, who's on older tires and stuck behind a lapped car of Tyler Thaber. This is where things are going to get pretty interesting, because Lamas and Fitzwater are now closing in on the 91 as well. The 91 is not very quick because of the tire wear that she had trying to fight with her father in the 9. So this is where things are going to get very interesting, because I think Fitzwater can make it a Petronas 1-2 if he can get by Lamas here, because I think the 91's a sitting duck. And Fitzwater would do that, get by the 48, and now is dealing with the 91. So Fitzwater looks down low on the 91 and will get the position. He picked the 91 behind the... Well, no, maybe he hasn't gotten the position yet. As, yeah, now he did. He put the 91 behind the 28 and then kind of took battle with that. The 9 is struggling with Do It For Dale Jr. And, yeah, that's going to be interesting for him, but overall right now, it's the Kenny Myatt show. Big battle for third on back with only a lap and a half to go. You've got Tim Fiegel, Cody Lamas, and Madeline Myatt fighting for position. And actually, you've got Nick Pericles coming out of the scene if he can get by Thaber cleanly. So this is going to be very interesting coming out of the final lap here, as, well, Kenny Myatt and Zachary Fitzwater are gone, basically. As the 48's trying everything he can to get those extra points to take back over the points lead of the championship. And the 91's not going to make that too easy here. As here they come down into more of the fast sweeping carousels of this track. Looks like Fiegel's trying to make a move on the 48 now. That's a good move, taking advantage of a situation. Fiegel now is a driver to watch. Just hanging on to the top 5 there. I think basically Pericles isn't going to get a top 5 spot here, as here goes Fiegel blasting down the backstretch here. As, ooh, that's going to be an aggressive move there. It looks like the 91's going to lose a spot to the 48 because of that, though. Because of that slow up there of Hashimoto. And now the 4 and the 91 are doing battle. And it looks like the 4 is going to get the spot as well. Around the final, the Ari Lyondike boxed corner, and now Fiegel is up to 4th. Tim Fiegel's up to 4th, however, Hashimoto is still holding up Lamas here, and Fiegel's got to find a way by along with Lamas. Around Tarzan corner they go. And it looks like that's going to... Oh, 3 wide in the back. Looks like Nick Pericles is trying to get by the 91 now. Wow, that was an aggressive move there. Trying to make that one work out well for him there. Fiegel is all over the back of the 48, but Fiegel loses the rear end of the car, and here comes the 91 fighting back. Thrilling racing for the last podium position here, as the 9 and 6 are gone at the front of the field. They're almost a good quarter of the track ahead of everybody. And I think Lamas just solidified 3rd place. However, the 5th place position, still not solidified just yet here. But we got to go to the front of the field because it's been an utterly dominating day by Petronas Honda, as the 9 and the 6 have dominated this race, especially the 9 for that matter. He's going to win his 3rd race as long as he can get around the Ari Lyondike box. He's going to win his 3rd race in 5 races of this season. Kenny Myatt will come around the final corner to tie Nick Mason's record for most victories in the series. Myatt gets his 25th ARCSOA Elite Series victory. 2nd's going to go to Fitzwater. And 3rd is actually going to go to Cody Lamas after he held off charges from basically everybody. Lamas is going to come home 3rd. 4th is going to go to Fiegel. And actually, Pericles did get by Myatt for 5th. Meanwhile, Eric Monaco comes across 7th. Benoit Ravine 8th. And then there's 2 lap cars. What happened to 9th? Somebody lost a spot. That was, Vander Pesch. What happened to Vander Pesch? Yeah, Vander Pesch coming to take the Whitehead to pit. He was running low on gas, so it shows how much, if you pitted early, how close we were on gas. And we saw that with the, just came in for a splash and they let him go. We saw that with the, 91 having to back way off the throttle. So it's another victory for Car 9 on the season. That's number 3 so far of the year. For Kenny Myatt, Zachary Fitzwater comes home 2nd. Cody Lamas 3rd. Tim Fiegel 4th. Nick Pericles 5th. Madeline Myatt 6th. Eric Monaco 7th. Benoit Ravine 8th. Sean Perkins 9th. Vince Fries 10th. Hayden Shepard 11th, Noah Hart 12th, TJ Curtis 13th, 14th goes to Jacob Hart, 15th goes to Vander Pesch, 16th goes to Roush, 17th goes to Turner, 18th goes to Tauger, 19th goes to Jackwater, 20th goes to Spencer, 21st goes to Hop, 22nd goes to Irwin, 23rd goes to Rahal, 24th goes to Fordale, and 25th goes to Hashimoto. The cars not getting points are going to be Thaber, Maverick Force, Ratzenberger, and Rudavara are the 4 cars not getting points today. Let's go take a look at your points leaving Zandvoort. So, leaving the round 5 of Zandvoort, Benoit Ravine still has a point lead over Cody Lamas, but Kenny Myatt's up to 3rd in the championship. 4th goes to Nick Pericles, 5th goes to Sean Perkins, 6th is currently Zachary Fitzwater of Australia, tied with Vander Pesch with 7. Curtis 8th, Noah Hart 9th, Tim Fiegel down in 10th position, 11th to Madeline Myatt, 12th to Jacob Hart, 13th to Fries, 14th to Turner, who has a long way to go to catch Benoit Ravine. Turner didn't have a good race. Hopt is 15th, Force is 16th, Monaco 17th, Shepard 18th, 19th goes to Spencer, 20th goes to Thaber, 21st goes to Rudavara in points, 22nd is Irwin, 23rd is Ratzenberger, 24th is Fordale, 25th is Hashimoto, and then 26th, 27th, 28th, and 29th are all the drivers who just made their first starts today. None of them rookies, by the way, either. So a very experienced lineup. We will expect that those cars will be further up the grid next week when they're allowed to actually qualify. So with that being said, let's look at the King of Europe standings, and the King of Europe standings should basically follow what the championship currently is, and you've got 225s, because remember, Fiegel got the pole, so he has 3 bonus points for pole. But down the order, they just follow the finishing order of the race, other than that. And then you're 4 on 0. However, there are 4 races in the King of Europe, including a double points race in Monaco, so expect that race to be rather interesting once we get to Monaco. We'll see you at Mallory Park next week.